Hello everyone, welcome to our another new episode of MNH Intellects platform. Today's topic is immigration to Canada via express entry route. This is a continuation of our previous session where I actually covered the first step about the eligibility of express entry, and now there's a second step where I can show you how you calculate your CR's scoring. So let's start how you can calculate these numbers. Okay, so to check your CR's score, I've opened the Canadian government website, canada.ca. So the link to this page is also available in the description of this video. So you can click from there and follow step by step with me. Just to clarify here, I've done another video, just a previous episode where we've done the first step of express entry and we checked our eligibility for the program. So you can quickly watch that video and check like whether you're eligible for this program or not. If you're eligible, then you can move to the next step and check our CRS score. CRS score is a comprehensive ranking system score and it's quite important for your application. So the last round of Canadian Immigration Express Entry program was 481. So if you have a score more than 481, you have a very good chance to get this express entry and move to Canada in a very short time, probably in a month or so. So let's start with this process and I'll show you step by step how you can easily calculate this TR score in 10 minutes. And obviously, once you have enough score, you can submit your final application straight away. Okay, so if I click this link, it'll take me to this page and where it's actually clearly showing like what they're gonna ask. They're gonna ask the skills, your educations, language ability, work experience, and other factors for the calculation of this CRS score. So to start it, you have like question one by one. You just answer it and it will take you automatically to the next question. So to start with, for the first question is what is the marital status? So I select married. Then the second one is your spouse or common law partner, a citizen or permanent resident of Canada. So as we're assuming we've never been in Canada, we've never studied in Canada, none of like as main applicant and also the spouse. So I'm selecting them in that perspective. The second part of the second question is will your spouse or common law partner come with you to Canada? So I'm clicking yes. Then the third question, how old are you? So here you have two options. If you have been invited to apply already, so you put the enter the age on the date you were invited. But if you're applying first time, then you just enter your current age. So I'm just picking my current age. The early you apply is better because as you get older and if you're over 40, your age scores are quite low and it's difficult to get express entry for the age of 43, 44 and above. Then the fourth question is what is your level of education? So here you need to select your highest level of education, and this education could be from a Canada university as a form of Canadian degree, diploma, certificate, or any degree from outside Canada, but that needs to be approved by Educational Credential Assessment Agency. So which obviously I'll show you later on how you can get this assessed once you are successful in this step. So now we're going to select what's our maximum or the highest level of education. So here I'm selecting master degree. If you are PhD degree or bachelor degree, you can select the same. Then 4B, the part B of the same question, have you earned a Canadian degree, diploma or certificate? So I'm selecting no here because you already assume like the main applicant and also the spouse, they are not living in Canada, they never studied in Canada. So anything and any question related to the Canadian experience or Canadian qualification, we select no. Then the question 5 is about the official language. So Canada official language are English and French. So here we need to submit our test results. So from the drop down menu, you can select, are your test results less than 2 years or old? So if it is within 2 years, you can select yes. If not, then you have to go back to the test again. You need to take another test. If you haven't taken the test, you can just select yes and put the expected score to check your CS score in total, and then prepare for IELTS test later on and try to get that score to be successful next presently. Now the second part of this language section is which language test did you take for the first official language. So you can select, I'm going to select IELTS, and then the score of speaking, listening, reading and writing. So I'm just picking, randomly between 7 to 7.5 for each of them. But again, you're gonna put your actual score here because you have to submit official results in your actual application. And if you have not taken tests yet, you can just put the expected score based on your preparation. The third part of the same question, do you have another language results test? So you can select if there is any, otherwise not applicable. Now the other section is about the work experience. So in this question, it's talking about last 10-year experience. So what sort of experience do you have? A skilled work experience in Canada you have. So if you don't have any Canadian experience, then you can obviously select no. So none, all less than a year. Then the second part, in last 10 years, how many total years of foreign skilled work experience do you have? So now you can select if you have experience from outside Canada. So I can select like 3 years or more, because for example, if someone got 4, 5, 6 years of experience in last 10 years, you can obviously select that. But that experience comes from same occupation without any gap, full-time and paid work. So make sure obviously you select that, as we've done in the section 1 as well. When we check in your eligibility, we're going through similar kind of questions. So make sure obviously you have a continuous work for those 3 years or more. Then you have a certificate. Do you have a certificate of qualification from Canadian province, territory or federal body? So we're selecting no because we have never studied in Canada. And addition point is about, you have a valid job offer supported by labor market impact assessment. So if you don't have a job offer, you can select no for that as well. And you have a nomination certificate from province or territory, like if you applied for other regions or other territory, if you have an invite from those territory, you can select yes, otherwise I'm selecting no again for that. So that's obviously question about the main applicant. Now few questions about the spouse. So the question 10 is, do you or your spouse or common law partner have at least one brother or sister living in Canada who's a citizen or permanent resident? So now as we're talking about brother and sisters only, we're not talking about any other relatives. So if the main applicant or the spouse got their brother or sister living in Canada, so you can select here. So if there is a criteria, they should be 18 years or old, related to you by partner by blood, marriage, common law partnership, adoption, have a parent in common with you or your partner. A brother or sister is related to you by a blood, adoption and marriage. So this criteria, if you have say brother and sister living there, then see you have a significant point for that. But if not, then obviously you can select no. Then the second question about the spouse is the highest level of education of your spouse. So it's the same kind of selection. When we select for yourself, you're going to select for your spouse as well. So if your spouse have done the master degree as well, you can select that. And then the next part is about the experience. Your spouse have in the last 10 years, how many years of skilled work experience in Canada does your spouse have? So if you never worked, you can select none or less than a year. The 13th question is, did your spouse or common law partner take a language test? So if they have taken language test, we can fill again the test results here. If not taken, then you can just put the expected results here just to check whether you will be eligible for the main application or not. So here actually you finish off all of the requirements to check your CIS scoring. You put the detail about yourself and your spouse in form of your age, your IELTS test results, your experience, and your qualifications. So once you've done that, you calculate, you click this button and you'll see the results. So let me just click that. Okay, so here it's giving me the breakdown on all of the points, and it gave me the total at the end. So my total is 383. So based on these results, my age and the master degrees of me and my spouse and the experience, I've got 383. So this score obviously is not enough. You can still apply. You will be in the pool for draws, but this is like a low score. So how you can increase your score? You probably check with a higher the IELTS results. So for example, if I select 9 here, the maximum score for my partner, and also if I go back and change my results as well and select the maximum score, it might obviously give me better results. So I put that and recalculated, so it will give me a new results based on these changes. So now the score is 454. So you see with improvement in the IELTS test results, I've increased from 383 to 454. And similarly, you have more availability from the experience wise. If you have more experience, if you have a higher qualification, like if you've done PhD, or if you have a brother and sister living there, then you can change those details and then you'll see the results as well. So this is how quickly you'll be able to find out your CS score. And if your CS score is more than 450, which is quite a fair number here, then you should apply and proceed to the next step, like final application of your express entry, and you'll have a fair chance of success. So I'll give you very quick show you last round of express entry. I'll copy this link of this page as well in the description of this video, and here on this page you actually check what was the last and the previous draws for the express entry. So you can see the last draws was on March 29, 2023, and they invited 7,000 people, 7,000 applicants, and the minimum score was 481. So that was the last score. So if you have a 450, you are very close, you have a very fair chance. And the bottom of it gives you the split of all of the candidates who applied for express entry, and you can see the people with a score below 300 also applied. Like 5,711 applicants have a score between 0 to 300, and any person up to 451 score, their total 58,698. So it is quite a big number already in that pool for more than 451 score. So if you have over 451, you will also have quite a good chance of having this express entry this year or early next year. So hopefully that helps, and if you have any question, you can write down the question in the comment section. I will reply back to you as soon as possible, and in the later stages and the later videos I'll go through the rest of the steps of the application. So if anyone who got a good score, good CRS score, I'll take them through to the actual application of express entry, which is again very short step. So it's not taking a lot of time. As you can see, you're quickly spending 10 minutes first step checking eligibility, 10 minutes second step where you're checking CR score, If you got enough score, then you can go to the final application, and then hopefully you'll have an invite from Canadian government in 5 to 6 months time. So hope that helps, and I'll wait for your response or feedback. Do subscribe and share this video with your friends and family who really want to go to Canada, and like the video, so you'll be able to see the next videos as well as the notification. So hope it works, and see you soon with the next video in the coming future. Thanks a lot, and take care yourself. Bye bye.